My model girlfriend used me for money, so I turned the tables, leveraged her connections, and made a fortune. Now she wants me back. My girlfriend, Bella, was taking advantage of me for my money. So I turned the tables, used the people she knew to my benefit, and ended up making a good amount of money out of it. Now, she wants me back. I am 29 years old, and I had been engaged to Bella, who is 25, for almost a year. She is an up-and-coming model and, honestly, one of the most beautiful women I had ever seen in real life. For the first few months, I kept wondering how I even ended up with someone like her. My friends were shocked too. I mean, I am not exactly a head-turner. I am average at best, and even though people say that appearance is not everything, being with someone so traditionally attractive felt almost surreal. At the beginning, I was perfectly fine with just dating her casually. But around the 6-month mark, Bella started dropping hints that she wanted to get married. By that time, I was so into her that I would have agreed to just about anything. So, I proposed to her after 7 months of being together. She said yes immediately. My friends and family thought it was all happening too fast, but they kept quiet since I seemed happy, and that was enough for them. Our relationship had its rough patches, but overall, I thought our love was genuine, at least on my end. Everything changed about 3 months ago. She had a few of her friends over to help her with wedding planning. That day, I was feeling sick and had been resting in the bedroom. After a while, I got up to grab a bite, but before I stepped into the kitchen, I overheard them talking about me in the living room. I stayed just out of sight and listened. What I heard made my stomach turn. They were making jokes about me, laughing at things I was insecure about. Then Bella joined in, making a joke about how she had landed herself a rich, unattractive guy and was living the dream. The way they laughed, especially her, was like a punch in the gut. I stood there frozen, face burning. That moment did something to me. I did not want to know what else they said. I quietly returned to the bedroom, heart racing. I wanted to end it with her right then and there, but I kept my cool. Instead, I decided to play a longer game, one where I benefited, just like she had been benefiting from me. I work as a web developer, and I do pretty well financially. Since Bella barely made anything from her modeling gigs, I covered all the expenses. Her parents did not have the money to support her lifestyle either, so she depended on me for everything. Just 2 months into dating, she moved in with me, saying she could not afford rent. I agreed to help her out temporarily, but she never left. From that point on, I was paying for her cab rides to castings, her clothes, her makeup, everything. So yeah, maybe she was not wrong when she joked about having a sugar daddy. Except I was only a couple of years older, so it did not quite fit the label. After overhearing her little joke with her friends, I thought about ending things, but then I remembered something. My cousin Irene, who is 23, also wanted to be a model. Unlike Bella, Irene came from money. Her father ran a very successful company, but he did not approve of her career choice. He wanted her to prove herself without his help. Irene had recently moved to town, and I knew she could really use some guidance. But Bella had stopped me from helping her before. She claimed the modeling industry was cutthroat and said giving Irene a leg up could backfire and create competition. So, I had left it alone. But after hearing Bella mock me like that, I decided to help Irene anyway, on one condition: she would send me half of whatever she earned from any modeling job she got because of me. I began paying close attention to Bella's schedule, every audition, every casting call, every networking event. Then I would send that information to Irene. Sometimes Irene would land the gig, and sometimes not. But every time she did, she would send me $1,500 as her way of saying thank you, and maybe as a jab at her father too, since he refused to help. Honestly, I did not mind at all. If she wanted to make a point and I made money in the process, it worked out for both of us. I kept all this from Bella, of course. If I suddenly took interest in her work life, she would know something was up. So I pretended not to care and kept playing the doting fiancé. I still acted affectionate when we were together so she would not suspect a thing. But inside, I felt nothing for her anymore. She was just a source of access. I had already told my parents that the wedding was not going to happen just a week after I overheard her trashing me. They did not know all the details, but they knew enough to understand there would be no marriage. Bella kept making plans, though. She kept telling me to book the venue and contact the vendors. I nodded along and agreed, but I never actually did anything. Then, this past week, everything came to a head. The wedding invitations were supposed to be mailed out. But of course, there were no invitations, no venue, nothing. And on top of that, Irene got signed by a respected modeling agency. She was thrilled, and even her father was impressed. He sent me $5,000 as a thank you gift. Generous people, no doubt. A few days ago, Bella asked if I had mailed out the invitations. That was when I knew it was time to drop the act. I told her the truth. I said there were no invitations, no venue, and no wedding. She was shocked. Asked if I was joking. I told her I was not. Then I told her I had overheard her laughing with her friends that day, mocking me, and I had never gotten over it. She asked me why I had stayed with her if I was so hurt. That was when I told her the whole story. I told her I used her contacts to help Irene, and that Irene had been paying me handsomely. I did not see a point in lying anymore. The truth was out. She completely lost it. Crying, yelling, calling me all kinds of things. Said I had betrayed her in the worst way. I reminded her that it was her behavior, what she said behind my back, that led to all this. She tried to downplay it, called it a harmless joke. But it was not harmless to me. It was cruel. It made me feel worthless. And worse than what she said was how she laughed along with her friends, letting them ridicule me while I was the one paying for everything she wanted. She packed up her stuff that same day and left. I let her go without saying another word. She completely lost it. I mean, full meltdown. Told me she actually loved me, and that I had wrecked everything without even giving her a chance to talk about it. She said I destroyed the relationship over what she called a harmless joke. I did not budge. I told her straight up it was not just a joke to me. It was a low blow, and it hit me where it hurt. Jokes are supposed to be funny, not nasty. What she said was not harmless, it was cruel. It was not just what came out of her mouth either. It was the fact that she was sitting with those shallow friends of hers, letting them take shots at me, and instead of standing up for me, she joined in like it was some fun game. That is what cut the deepest. I was the one paying for everything. I covered every bill, every ride, every little thing she wanted. I worked longer hours just to keep her life stress-free. And after all that, she made fun of me because I am not some runway model? She left right after the fight. Packed up her stuff and was gone in under an hour. I did not try to stop her. I was angry, hurt, and fed up. There was nothing left to talk about. The next couple of days, I buried myself in work to keep my head clear. Sure, I had stopped loving her a while ago, but the house still felt empty. Part of me thought I might end up falling for her again someday. But with her gone, it just felt strange being alone in a place I had made for the both of us. This morning, she sent me a message. Said she still loved me, that she missed me badly, and wanted to fix things if I was willing. I stared at the message and had no idea what to do. I could not tell if I missed her, or if I just missed the routine of having someone around. My head was spinning with mixed emotions. I honestly did not know if I loved her or hated her. I did not answer. I felt like a jerk for what I had done, and maybe she was right, maybe I had taken things too far. I had used Bella's contacts to help Irene, and I made good money doing it. That part was true. I was ready to admit that maybe I crossed a line. I read a lot of the comments from people online and started thinking, maybe I did mess up. I was actually about to reach out and apologize when something changed my mind. One of Bella's friends texted me. She said she had something important to show me. Then she sent me a screenshot of a message Bella had sent to their group chat. In it, Bella was asking if anyone could let her crash for a while until her loser boyfriend, that was me, either took her back or she found someone new to move in with. That same friend told me Bella had not told anyone the real reason we broke up. She just said we had a fight. But she was still talking trash about me like nothing had changed. Her friend said it did not sit right with her, and she felt like I needed to know. I thanked her, even though I already knew what Bella was capable of. That message stopped me from apologizing. It made everything crystal clear. Bella had not changed. She did not want to make things right. She just needed a place to stay. The criticism I got for using her out of revenge? It was fair. It made me rethink things. But now I saw that the whole time, she was just playing everyone. Maybe if she had been a decent person, I would have felt guilty. But with Bella, it was just more of the same. She had not lifted a finger around the house in months. She did not cook, clean, or contribute. I did not mind it at the time because the deal with Irene was paying off. Bella helped me connect the dots, even if she did not know it. And she was barely spending anything, so I was saving more than usual. Seeing that screenshot was all I needed. I was glad I had not messaged her back. I blocked her on everything. I started looking for a new place to live just to make sure I would not have to deal with her again. I had already made some serious money thanks to Irene and her father. And I had a raise coming up at work. I figured, why not make a fresh start? When I told my friends the wedding was off, they were stunned. Some of them supported me, said she got what was coming to her. Others thought I went too far. I get it. But once they heard about her fake "I still love you" routine just to avoid paying rent, they understood. At least, most of them did. Even if she does manage to land a new guy and move in after a few months of dating, I doubt he will be as blind as I was. I do not really care though. I am just glad she is out of my life. Finally. Turns out I was wrong about needing to let her go sooner. She was lazy, entitled, and fully expected people to take care of her. Unless she finds someone who really is just looking to be her sponsor, she is going to have a hard time. A few days after that, she messaged me again from a new number. This time, she was trying to blackmail me. She said if I did not let her stay at my place until she found another boyfriend, she would tell people that I used her to help my cousin's career. I laughed when I read it. Unless she gives the full story, it just sounds like I was being helpful to family. And if she does tell the truth, well, she is the one who looks bad. I warned her. If she kept spreading lies about me, I would not hold back. I would share everything she said, everything she did. She has a pretty big following online, so it would hurt her more than it would hurt me. She stopped responding after that. Hopefully, she stays quiet. I was done with the drama. Just when I thought it was over, she came to my job. The receptionist called me, saying there was a woman at the front who would not leave. I already knew who it was. I took her to a nearby coffee place to avoid a scene in front of my coworkers. She tried spinning it all again. Said I was unfair, said I should give her another shot. Told me she just wanted to prove she could be a better girlfriend if the situation was right. I asked her what she meant. As far as I knew, her situation was perfect. No bills, no stress, no expectations. That is when she said something that made everything click. She told me I had made it too easy for her. That if I had been more assertive, she might have respected me more. Said my lack of confidence made it simple for her to walk all over me. But now that I had turned things around, now that she saw I was not a pushover, suddenly I seemed more attractive to her. I could not believe what I was hearing. I honestly thought I might burst out laughing right there. I did not know if she was desperate or just delusional. Either way, it was nuts. I told her I would think about it just to get out of there. She made me promise I would talk to her again later. But deep down, I knew there was no chance. She used to talk to me like a baby whenever we argued. I never said anything back then, but it made my skin crawl. Now I know why I never said anything. I just did not want to deal with more drama. But now, I am done with all of it. I came home 30 minutes ago, and I still cannot believe she had the nerve to try again. After everything, she is still looking for someone to take care of her. That is not me anymore. I will make sure she knows it the next time she tries to contact me. She is not welcome in my life. Not now. Not ever.